Do you want to get a big wow at this upcoming Thanksgiving dinner? I will show you how to make it happen. Let's get it started. You want to get 20 grams of each of these ingredients. They are room temperature butter, room temperature egg white, cake flour, and icing sugar. Now we have to mix all the 4 ingredients together. Make sure you sift the powder ingredients. Make sure you mix very well, no crumbs left. Now you put the batter in the icing bag. Look the description below. You will find a link to all the products I use in this video. Now you use a scraper to push the batter down to make sure there's no air left in the icing bag. Use the elastic band to close the top of the icing bag. Now we have to make sure we cut the tip in a small portion first. Slowly push the icing all the way to the tip. I hand drew this pattern, which you can find in the description below. Make sure the pattern part of the paper is all the way to the edge of the pan. My tray is 28 by 24 centimeter. You can use up to 28 by 28. Now put the wax paper on the top. Make sure all the edges are tucked in. Put few drops of cooking oil on the paper towel. Spread a thin layer all over the wax paper. This way, your pattern less likely will stick on the wax paper. So start making your pattern from your left hand. Try your best to hold it still and squeeze the batter evenly, but don't worry if it's not perfect. We're gonna fix it with a toothpick later. Now fill the middle, make sure not to get outside the lines. Use a toothpick to make small circle. This will get rid of small bubbles and smooth out the edges. Bang the pan about 10 times on the counter to get rid of any air bubbles. Put the pan in the freezer for at least 1 hour. After the pattern is in the freezer for 1 hour, bring out 5 eggs from the fridge. For the cake batter, we have to separate the egg white and egg yolk first. There is a trick to it. Shake the eggs before you crack them open. This way the egg white will be separate from the shell, way easier. You have to make sure there is no egg yolk in the egg white, right? Now we start to make the egg yolk batter. Cake powder, sugar, milk, cocoa powder, oil, and hot water. The detailed recipe is in the description. First step, mix the oil and milk together. Sift in the cake flour. Now we bring the hot water to melt the cocoa powder. Make sure it's hot water. We bring in the egg yolk the last. Let's beat the egg white now. Put pinch of salt first. Beat until you see the big bubbles. Put few drops of white vinegar, or if you have lemon, put lemon juice. Then put third of the sugar as well. When there is a small bubbles occur, put another third of the sugar in. You can see the textures formed. Add in rest of the sugar. Beat till you have this small curved peak. After the egg white is ready, we preheat the oven to 325. Now I highly recommend you go and get an oven thermometer. I set the oven for 325, but ends up it's only 305. So this is useful. Some people wondering why my cake is not cooked through. Well, the reason is because the oven temperature is not up to the recipe. Now we put third of the egg white mixed with the egg yolk batter, but make sure You mix it in a gentle motion. Put the batter back into the egg white and mix well. Fill up the icing bag. Well, you put as much as you can in the icing bag. Close the icing bag with the elastic band. And cut the tip, but make sure it might spill, so hold it properly. Oops, see? Now you take the pattern out of the freezer. After an hour, the pattern should be frozen solid. Don't forget to take out that paper pattern. You don't want to put it in the oven. You squeeze the batter around the pattern. Now this way you will make sure that when the Swiss roll is baked, all the gaps were filled perfectly. Now, after you fill the gaps, bang the tray on the counter around 10 times. This will get most the air bubbles out. Pour the rest of the batter evenly on the tray. Gently shake and bend the tray one more time. So far so good. So make sure now you remember which side is no pattern one. You remember that side because we're gonna roll that side first. Let it cool down for a couple minutes. Then we start peeling from the corner really slow. It's not sticky. Oh, I think we made it. Meanwhile, lift up another corner. Then peel evenly at the same time. The hardest part is completed. There are maple leaves, oak tree leaves, acorns. It's beautiful. Now we have to flip one more time. Remember which side is without the pattern, which is on my right side. All right, remember, right side is without the pattern. Now let it completely cool down. Let's make the filling. You will need whipping cream, icing sugar, vanilla extract. Beat on high for 1.5 minutes or until the cream is pretty thick. So beat it until you have this texture. Then the filling is ready to go. Remember, my right hand is the one without the pattern. Okay, that's the side we have to start to roll. When I fill the cream, I will make a small heel third away from the right edge. This will help you roll much easier. Bring out the longest rolling pin you have. Start rolling. Oh, and don't forget, that side is the one without the pattern, right? So use the roller pin to push and pull and roll as tight as possible. Wrap with plastic wrap and leave in the fridge for at least 1 hour before cutting. After 1 hour in the fridge, let's trim the edges. I hope you enjoy my first YouTube video. Make sure to hit like and subscribe. Click the notification bell. My next video will be the Halloween Swiss roll.